There are times in life when you feel like the world has turned its back on you. Everything that was going well suddenly collapses. Plans are broken. Faith is shaken. Hearts are broken. And you fall. Falling is not just when you stumble on the road ahead. Falling is when you no longer have the strength to face a harsh truth. It could be failure in the work that you have put all your heart into. It could be loss in love, in friendship, or even the loss of a loved one that you love the most. That pain not only makes you cry, but also tears your soul apart. At that moment, you will realize one thing. Mental pain is heavier than any physical wound. It is like a storm coming. At first, it is fierce. It sweeps everything away. It drowns you in tears, in despair. You feel helpless. You feel out of control. And you ask yourself, why me? But let's be honest, and no one in this world is immune to those storms. No one can live a full life without falling down, because the nature of life is a challenge. You may have witnessed a child learning to walk. It takes its first few steps, it falls, it cries, but then it gets up, and falls again, and gets up again. Finally, it walks, and then it runs. If a little child can bravely face the pain of falling, why do we, adults, think that we can't? Fall down, cry. It's okay. Let the tears fall. Let the emotions be released. Because hiding your emotions doesn't make you stronger. It only hardens your heart. And a hardened heart will never have enough strength to love, to trust, to start over. Life is like that. It won't ask if you're ready. It won't care if you're strong enough. It just throws unexpected events, challenges, and pain at you. It pushes you down the abyss just to see if you can stand up on your own, or if you'll lie there forever, collapsing in despair. And in that moment, you'll feel empty. You may feel meaningless. You may want to give up everything. But remember, it's in the darkest moments that light has a chance to shine. There's a truth that few people want to accept. Success isn't born from the days when you're happy and excited. It's born from the days when you're exhausted, tired, and feel like you have no motivation left, but you still don't give up. The pain you're enduring today is the luggage that trains you for tomorrow. The storms are not to crush you, but to temper you. Breakup is not to end you, but to rebirth you. Take a look at the great people in history. What do they have in common? None of them reached the top without falling. None of them became great without falling to the depths of despair. The only difference is, they didn't let that fall define them. Life may knock you down 7 times, but you can always choose to stand up the 8th time. And that is the true strength of a human being. So if you are hurting right now, if you feel like you have lost everything right now, believe that you have not lost. Believe that every storm shall pass. Believe that after the darkness there is always light. And believe that you are stronger than you think. When life knocks you down, don't consider it the end. Consider it a comma. Because your journey is not over. It has just begun. There is a truth that none of us can deny. Failure is an inevitable part of life. It comes like an uninvited guest, disrupting everything, making us fall, hurt, even lose all faith. But failure is never the end. Failure is just a stop for us to look back, for us to learn, and for us to be stronger for the road ahead. People often say, "You learn more from failure than from success." That is absolutely true. When we succeed, we easily get caught up in the joy of victory, rarely looking back to learn lessons. But when we fail, we are forced to reflect. We ask ourselves, where did I go wrong? What am I lacking? How can I avoid falling like that next time? And it is these questions that are the foundation for building maturity. Remember, failure shapes character. It trains you to be patient, teaches you to endure, and gives you a brighter perspective on life. Without failure, you will never know the value of perseverance. Without failure, you will never understand the hidden strength within yourself. There is a great saying, you climb mountains not so that the world can see you, but so that you can see the world. When pursuing your dreams, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You just need to prove that you have surpassed your own limits. Climbing the mountain is not to show off, but to broaden your vision, to see that life has many beautiful things waiting for you to discover. Another saying reminds us, whatever happened, let it go. You will never change the past, no matter how much you cry, how much you regret. Buddha once said, it is the mind's resistance that creates suffering. If you hold on, if you keep licking old wounds, you will be drowned in obsession. Let it go. The past does not define you. How you rise from the past defines you. Think about this. If you don't get what you want today, maybe it's because something better is coming your way. It sounds cliche, but believe me, life always is fair in its own way. Many doors close only to lead you to another door. Where there is light, there is opportunity, and there is a better version of yourself. And while you are waiting, remember to cherish the present. This moment, right now, is the most precious gift you have. Don't let it pass by in resentment, in comparison, in sadness. Live, love, be grateful. Because every day that passes is a new opportunity for you to continue writing your story. Never compare yourself to others, because everyone has their own journey, pain, and dreams. When you compare, you will always feel inferior. Only compare the you of today with the you of yesterday. Just taking a step forward, no matter how small, is already a victory. One more important thing. Allow yourself to enjoy the joy. Failure does not mean you have to bury yourself in pain. Take a break. Smile. Share with friends and family. Small joys are the most powerful healing medicine to help you move forward. And above all, remember, everything is always changing. Nothing lasts forever. Every storm will pass. Every pain will pass. What remains is the person you become after going through that storm. Failure is a gift in disguise of life. It can knock you down, but it is also an opportunity for you to stand up, stronger, more resilient, and more steadfast. So next time failure knocks on your door, don't be afraid. Open the door. Smile. And say, thank you for coming to teach me a new lesson. Have you ever heard the story of Steve Jobs? The man who founded Apple, one of the greatest technology corporations in the world. But few people know that Steve Jobs was once fired from the company he founded. Imagine, you put all your heart, mind, and youth into building a dream, and then one day you are removed from that dream. Painful? Absolutely. But Jobs did not give up. He took time off to find himself. Then he started over. He founded Next, invested in Pixar, and from the ashes, he was reborn stronger than ever. Then Jobs returned to Apple, the company that once abandoned him and turned it into a global technology icon. If Steve Jobs had stayed still when he fell today, the world would not have the iPhone, iPad, or the entire technological revolution that we are enjoying. That story reminds us of one thing. Falling down is not the end. It is just a new, stronger beginning. Look at Walt Disney, the father of Mickey Mouse, of Disneyland, where millions of children and adults find joy. But did you know, before becoming an icon, Walt Disney was fired from his job for the reason he lacks imagination? How ironic tomorrow, right? One of the most creative minds in the world was once labeled uncreative. But Walt Disney did not give up. He started over, experienced countless failures, even bankruptcy. But he never gave up. And in the end, it was that lack of imagination that turned Disney into the largest entertainment empire on the planet. From Steve Jobs to Walt Disney, we see one thing in common. They were all broken, were looked down upon, and fell to the bottom. But they chose to get up instead of giving up. They are not alone. History and life are full of such examples. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, failed more than 10,000 times before succeeding. When asked about those failures, he just smiled and said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Oprah Winfrey, the queen of American television, was once fired because she was not fit to appear on TV. But from that rejection, she built her own media empire, becoming an inspiration to millions of people. J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, lived in poverty. Her manuscript was rejected by dozens of publishers. But she did not give up. And in the end, Harry Potter became a global phenomenon, changing the entire popular culture. You see, all of these great people have one thing in common. They do not let failure define them. They understand that failure is just part of the journey, not the end. There is a great saying, life can knock you down 7 times, but you can choose to get up the 8th time. And you know, it is those times of getting up that make a person's true strength. Success is not measured by how many times you fall, but by how many times you get up. If you are falling, remember Steve Jobs. If you are being ignored, remember Walt Disney. If you are being rejected, remember J.K. Rowling. And if you are feeling like a failure, remember Thomas Edison. Every time you fall, ask yourself, is this the end or just a temporary chapter in the story of my life? Failure, after all, is just a chapter. But the book of your life, you are the author. You have the power to continue writing. You have the power to change direction. And you have the power to turn the darkest pages into the brightest chapters. Never forget, breakdown is just an opportunity to be reborn. Falling down is just the beginning of rising up. When life knocks you down, you have 2 choices. Either stay in failure forever or learn to stand up. And to stand up, you need a roadmap, a method. 1. Give yourself time to recover. Failure is a shock. It can make you feel down, hurt, and lose faith. Don't force yourself to be strong right away. Like a physical wound, a wound in the soul also needs time to heal. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to be sad. Take a break. That's not weakness, it's healing. Steve Jobs, after being fired from Apple, spent 3 months traveling thinking. That silence helped him realize that he still had passion, and from there, he started over with next. Sometimes a break is the stepping stone for you to come back stronger. 2. Accept the truth. The truth is always hard to swallow, but it is the only medicine to keep you going. Don't deny it. Don't run away. Have the courage to say to yourself, I failed. Only when you accept failure can you get out of it. Remember, failure is an event, not a person. You failed in a project, a relationship, or a plan, but that doesn't mean you are a failure. As long as you haven't given up, you still have a chance. 3. Find out what went wrong. After accepting, start to dissect your failure. Why did it happen? Was it lack of knowledge? Was it lack of patience? Or was it the wrong direction from the beginning? Think of failure as a test. If you don't learn from it, you will repeat the same mistake next time. But if you analyze and understand the cause, you will have more strength to go further. Successful people are not those who never fail. They are those who learn from their failures and never repeat the same mistakes. 4. Learn from others. You don't have to stumble hundreds of times to learn your lessons. Find people who have walked the path you are on. Read their stories, listen to their advice, and learn from them. If you are starting a business and failing, read about entrepreneurs who went bankrupt and then got back up. If you are lost in love, listen to the stories of those who suffered and found happiness again. The experiences of others are precious treasures that can help shorten your path to success. 5. Find the positive in adversity. Napoleon Hill once said, "Every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent opportunity." That is, every failure contains a lesson, an opportunity, a new direction. The question is whether you have the patience to find it or not. Failure is not the enemy of success. Failure is part of success. From wrong decisions, you learn from experience. From experience, you make right decisions. And from right decisions, you reap success. 6. Think, plan, and start over. After you have recovered, accepted, learned, now is the time to stand up. Make a new plan. Set a new goal. Don't think it's too late. Don't think you've lost everything. Every new day is an opportunity to start over. There is a great saying, you don't sink by falling into the water. You sink by deciding not to do anything. Failure only really swallows you when you give up. If you dare to stand up, you have won half the battle. 7. Restart yourself. Think of each failure as an operating system update for your life. After upgrading, you need to restart. Stand up, take a deep breath, and start over with a better version of yourself. Don't be afraid of failure. Consider it a companion, because the more failures, the closer you are to success. There are moments in life when you feel like you have lost everything, lost your dreams, lost your love, lost your faith. You look around and see only darkness. You think you have no reason to continue. But remember one thing, it is in the darkness that the stars shine the brightest. Breakup is not the end. Brokenness is an invitation to rebirth. Just like a seed must crack its shell before it can sprout. Just like a caterpillar must undergo a cocoon before it can become a butterfly, so it is with humans. The pain, the wounds, the falls are the process for you to transform, for you to step into a new, stronger chapter. You may have experienced that feeling, falling down, lying still, and not wanting to get up again. But then a voice rings out in your heart. Get up. Try again, and the moment you decide to stand up, you have won. Not the world, but yourself. True strength is not never falling, but getting up again and again. This life will never stop testing you. It will push you down. It will hurt you. It will make you feel like you can't breathe. But believe me, every wound carries a lesson. Every breakup carries a new life. You may have lost everything. But think about it. When you have nothing left to lose, you have nothing left to fear. That is when you are most free to start over, to rebuild, to live a different life, a life you truly desire. Turn pain into motivation. Turn failure into lessons. Turn tears into strength. And turn breakups into the foundation for you to build a stronger version of yourself. Someone once said, "The cracks are where the light comes in." Without cracks, your heart would remain closed. But when it cracks, new light has a chance to shine in, illuminate your soul, make you more mature, deeper, stronger. And then one day you will look back at the moments when you fell and smile. Because it was those moments that created you today. An imperfect but resilient person. A person who has known pain, known loss, but also knows how to be reborn. Don't be afraid when life breaks you. Be grateful. Because thanks to that, you will find the strongest version of yourself. Tomorrow, when you wake up, tell yourself, "Yesterday I fell, but today I will stand up." And if today you fall again, say, "It's okay. Tomorrow I will try again." This life doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to persevere. It just needs you to not give up. Believe this, you can lose everything, but never lose faith in yourself. Because as long as you dare to stand up, no failure can defeat you. When life knocks you down, remember, it's not the end, it's just a new beginning. And from the ruins, you will be reborn, stronger, prouder, and brighter than ever.